Yo, what's going on, Who Day Nation? This is your boy Divine Thought, bringing you some more Who Day vision. I'm here to tell you what it is, what it ain't, and what it look like. First and foremost, before I get started on this video, I want to preference this by saying, yeah, we trying to make everything happen around here. We trying to let everything be broken down, every aspect, every default, understanding of each prospect, because what I come to find is that a lot of people actually believe that if you don't line up with the Mel Kipers, or you don't line up with the Todd Mache's and all this, that you don't know what you're talking about. Well, let me break some things down to you, okay? Some people have actually played the game of football, and some people actually know what is needed when it comes to technique, leverage, hand placement, footwork, schemes. So you don't have to agree with anything that I'm saying, and that's cool, you know, that's your choice. But all I ask you to do is go back and watch the film and see if what I tell you is right or wrong. Now, I'm not saying that I'm gonna get hired by the Bengals tomorrow or something like that. No, because the job that I do, I work with people that have cognitive disorders. I love my job. Football, I absolutely love, but I love helping human beings more so than the game of football. Now, with that said and that out the way, I'm here to talk about our second round draft pick by the name of Jackson Carmen. Now, you can look at the screen and see that, you know, his RAS is not, his RAS is not up there because he didn't get a chance to do anything because he had surgery and stuff of that nature, right? So he wasn't 100% when it came time for him to do anything. But the one thing that I can say, we're going to start out with his positives, right? And his positive, you know, his first positive is his sheer size. The man is huge. And even though he's, they had him listed at 6'4", 6'5", 330 pounds, but you see, according to this, and also some other points of references, he has lost like 13 pounds. So now he's 317 pounds. He is a very violent, when he comes to run blocking, if you're going to watch any of his film, I mean, he can be downright nasty. Even when it comes to pulling, you can see that he can move his feet, and that was at 330 pounds. And you can see that he just clobbers linebackers, you know, and safeties and cornerbacks when he's pulling. So that right there in itself is going to make Joe Mixon absolutely happy, because now he gonna have a road grader running in front of him, blasting dudes, so you have a better angle to get out. Second, when it comes to his pass protection, I'm gonna touch on that with some of his weaknesses. But he said he has a solid base. He has a tendency not to trust his technique at times, because at times you see him overextending when he's dealing with a speed rusher. And also with his foot quickness, he doesn't have elite foot quickness when dealing with, you know, somebody that has length and speed, that can turn power into speed. You know, he has problems with that at times. But one thing that I can say, if you're trying to bull rush him, good luck. You ain't going nowhere. You may end up busting your stomach and having a hernia trying to push him out the way, because it ain't going. It ain't working. You pushing a brick wall, baby. You ain't bull rushing this man. Also, I love that he has guarded or protected the first pick of the first round this year, Lawrence. For the 3 years he's been there, he's been a rock. Yeah, and Lawrence, you know, let's not underrate Lawrence at all, because Lawrence is the absolute talent Lawrence made things easier for his offensive line as well, because Lawrence can move up out that pocket. And when Lawrence moves out that pocket and with them long strides, he can avoid, some would-be sacks. And we've seen that if you go and watch the Clemson and Ohio State game, not this past season, but the year before, when you see him take off on that long run that basically sealed the game for him. But you do see that Jackson has the IQ to know when to switch onto like when a stunt is being ran. He can switch. Sometime when you have like a blitzing safety or a blitzing cornerback, due to the fact that he doesn't have elite feet, his foot quickness is not elite. He has problems reaching them when it comes to attacking the quarterback when they come off a blitz. But in a run game, you couldn't ask for a better person in the run game. Carmen Jackson, he's nice. He's absolutely nice. Now, some of his weaknesses, right? Due to the fact, and I don't know if it was just because the extra weight that he was carrying, he has a hard time dealing with speed off the edge. And most of that is due to the fact that he stops his feet for some reason. I don't know if that's what he was taught while he was there at Clemson. You should never stop your feet when it comes to blocking, because they can give you a quick shake here, a little shake of the shoulder that make you take one false step, and then if he's explosive enough, he can go inside or outside. And it's been instances where I've seen him fall on the ground and fall for something, a little shimmy of the shoulder or a jab step to the outside, then somebody will cut in and rip and do a club move in the inside and leave him just totally exposed. If he's out on the island against anybody that have an explosive first step, he's done. He's done. He's absolutely done. Now, with the weight loss, maybe that helped him some with his foot quickness, because agility wise, he can move. He can move left to right. He's not a bad athlete for his size. I mean, he's really a good athlete for his size, to be honest. So what I see is that he can have problems with which I alluded to already, blitzing like fast, like linebackers or safeties coming off the edge, trying to blitz him, blitz the quarterback. He has a hard time reaching him because of, one, he doesn't have elite length, which is something I want to bring up. He doesn't have 32-inch arms. He has 33-inch arms, a little over 33-inch arms. But that's still not elite length. But that's still in the ballpark of what Jonah Williams and Penei Sue and people of that nature. But I think the one thing that he's going to have to adjust to in the league, and I'm glad that he's working with Willie Anderson, and he's going to have Pollock also helping him. The one thing that he absolutely needs to work on is his technique when it comes to his footwork and not taking false steps. You can't fall for a little okie doke, a little jab, a little, you can't fall for those things and be an elite tackle in the league, or to even be a solid tackle. Us Bengal fans know this firsthand. We've watched Bobby Hart completely whiff on blocks. I mean, dude, there's been times dude haven't even got a finger on somebody. You know what I mean? So we see that. Now, I'm gonna talk to y'all about his projection coming into being a guard. I am really excited. This is what excites me about Carmen Jackson. Now, if we drafted him to be our right tackle, I would not be as optimistic. I think he could be an average, maybe a slightly above average, which is cool, right tackle. But he should by no means be on the left side. He should never be he would never be a left tackle in the league. Not a great one anyway. He would be exposed. But when it comes to playing the guard position, due to the fact that he won't be on the island, he won't have as much field to cover. He's going to be an absolute monster. I think he will be a Bobby Williams type of guard for us. And us Bengals fans that's been Bengals fans for years. I've been a Bengal fan for over 35 years. Bobby Jackson next to Willie Anderson was a rock solid right side of our line, and I think I know that Riley Reef is not, Willie Anderson, but thank goodness he is not Bobby Hart. So we can have a solid right tackle and Riley Reef, and then we can have a stud right guard with Jackson Carmen. Now, one thing that I will say is when you look at his college film and you see him pulling and hitting linebackers and stuff, think about that at the right guard position. Because at left guard, unless we sign somebody that we, it appears to be, it's going to be Quentin Spain or X. If it's X or Quentin Spain, either one of those guys, both of those guys are physical. But I hope it's more so Quentin Spain, because I believe Quentin Spain wasn't used properly last year, and no wonder we had a pretender posing as the offensive line coach in Jim Turner. I mean, this dude, there is no reason in the world this man should have a job coaching anybody's offensive line, But with Quentin Spain going back to the left guard position, if you look at it when he was with Buffalo, when he played left guard, he was really solid. So, can you picture him? And I don't know if Trey will be back, and healthy before the season starts. But Trey Hopkins, who I think is a very solid center, but he just needs some guards beside him that is adequate. So if he has Spain on one side, then on the other side you got Jackson Carmen, and they run, a zone, an outside zone run, and you got this huge man and Carmen Jackson following Carmen Jackson. You got, Joe Mixon following him. He's going to plow the way. He's going to plow some people, and that's going to leave some daylight. And all we need, and I've been saying this, if you notice, Joe Mixon always get close to busting a long run. He doesn't get it, but he always get close, to getting that home run. Man, if he has somebody out there like Jackson Carmen that is going to just pull and knock somebody on their butt, hey, man, Joe Mixon is going to have a breakout year. And I'm going to call it now. He's going to have at least 2 40-yard runs this year. 40-plus yard runs this year. I'm calling it. Because I really believe that Jackson is going to be a good right guard for us this year. I think due to the fact that he's not going to have to protect Joe Burrow on the island, and he's going to be confined to space with 2 other big dudes beside him. I mean, well, Riley Reef is not really that big, but Riley Reef can move. But you got, Trey Hopkins inside, and as big and physical as Trey Hopkins is, oh man, I just can't. I get excited thinking about our run game and the protection. I don't want to see any more defensive tackles completely demolishing our guards, getting after putting pressure in Joe Burrow's face. It's not going to happen on the right side anyway with Jackson Carmen. So what it is we just got a solid guard in this draft. We just got a solid guard that got the potential to be a very good to great guard. What it ain't, this man is not trash. This man, we got to give this man a chance. Give him a chance to develop, because what we do know is that he is working with Willie Anderson, and Willie Anderson them vouch for him. Paul Alexander them vouch for him. And I know a lot of people want to throw this when I say Paul Alexander. Oh, the same Paul Alexander that got Cedric Abuye and Fisher. Yeah, the same Paul Alexander that also got us Levi Jones, Eric Steinbach, Willie Anderson, Boyle. nobody hits 100%, baby. Nobody does. So, yes, this man that has over almost 30 years, if not 30 years of experience of coaching offensive lines in the NFL. Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. Absolutely. And if this man is able to vouch for Carmen Jackson, and Willie Anderson, who should be in the Hall of Fame, can vouch for Carmen Jackson, guess who I'm going to believe? Those two people. And what it look like? Bengals fans. Who they? What it look like? Look like we getting that offensive line together. And you know, you and I both know, we get this offensive line together, who's stopping that offense? In the words of Keith Sweat, nobody. Ain't nobody stopping this offense. So what it is we are in a awesome position. We just got to continue to be patient and just sit back and enjoy. We may not be going to the Super Bowl this year or whatnot, but we're going to be one of the most exciting teams in the NFL. So I leave y'all with a who they. This is your host, Divine Thought, and welcome and goodbye and peace and have a blessed day. Who they vision, baby.